Hello everyone. Today, let's continue with the next chapter of English, chapter number 8, Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is written by Lewis Carroll. His original name was Charles Ludwig Dodgson. Most of the people know him by his pen name, Lewis Carroll. Do you know what a pen name is? It is a name adopted by an author and printed on the title page or by line of their works in place of their real name. So, Lewis Carroll is a pen name here. He was born in 27 January 1832 and died in 14 January 1898. He was an English writer. He wrote mostly children's fiction story. Here fiction means story created from the imagination rather than on fact. You can also write your own fiction story. Alice in Wonderland is one of the fiction story written by Lewis Carroll. There is also a movie for this story. He was notably famous for Alice in Wonderland. Before reading the chapter, I want all of you to ask you something. We all imagine many things in our mind, right? Some of you must have think of flying with wings in the sky. Some of you may want to have a chocolate house. Some of you may want to live together with the cartoon characters or with animated characters, right? Some of you may want to travel to the fairyland. We always make up our imagination and it makes us happy. So, today we are going to read a fiction story, Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. So, let's start reading the story. One day, Alice was lying under a tree listening to her sister reading a story. Suddenly, she saw a white rabbit scamper by. He has pink eyes and was wearing a blue coat. He took out a big watch from his waistcoat pocket and as he hurried away, he said, "Oh dear, I will be too late." One day, while Alice was lying under a tree listening to her sister, who is reading a story, a white rabbit suddenly scampered. Scamper means to run fast, passing them. So the rabbit suddenly scampered. Look at the picture of the rabbit. You can say that he has pink eyes and he was wearing a blue coat. Then he took out a big watch from his waistcoat pocket and as he went fast, he said that he will be too late. Let's see the next slide again. She thought that there was something very different about this rabbit. It could talk, it wore a red waistcoat, and it carried a big watch. Alice wondered, a talking rabbit? A rabbit who wears a waistcoat? She was burning with curiosity, and she followed the white rabbit. Here, after seeing the rabbit, Alice thought that the rabbit is very different from others. Do you know why? It's because it could talk and it wore a red waistcoat and carried a watch. So Alice wondered, how can a rabbit talk and wears a waistcoat? She really wants to know about the rabbit, so she followed the white rabbit. As the uh, the rabbit started running and Alice followed the rabbit. The rabbit suddenly popped down a large rabbit hole. Alice jumped into the rabbit hole too. The rabbit went down and down and down and down into the rabbit hole. Alice said aloud, "Where am I? How many miles down have I fallen? I must be getting somewhere near the center of the earth." She wondered, "Will I slip through the earth to the other side. Here, as the rabbit runs fast, Alice also started following the rabbit. It's because the rabbit is unique who can talk, so Alice is following the rabbit. The rabbit then quickly go down into a large rabbit hole. Alice also jumped into that hole. The rabbit continues to fall down and down into the hole. So Alice asked very loudly where she was, how many miles she has fallen, and since it continued to fall for a long time, she thought she must be somewhere near the center of the earth and wonder will she be through the earth to the other side. That is, she is passing out to the other side of the earth. Now let's see. Thumb. Alice landed in a pile of dry leaves. She looked around quickly and suddenly saw the white rabbit again. It disappeared, saying, "Oh, my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting." Alice stood up and saw a small door about 15 inches high. It was too small for her to go through. Then Alice landed in a pile of dry leaves. Pile means lying one top of another. That is, she landed in a heap of dry leaves. She quickly looked around and suddenly saw the white rabbit. Again, the rabbit vanished, saying, "Oh, my ears and whiskers." Here, Lewis Carroll meant to say that, "Oh my goodness," or "Oh my heavens," expressing that he is getting late again, that is the rabbit. Then Alice stood up and he saw a small door about 15 inches high. When she stood up, she saw a small door about 15 inches high. She wanted to enter the door, but the problem is it was too small for her to go through the door. Now let's see the next slide. She saw a glass table with a golden key on it. She tried the little golden key in the lock, and to her delight it fitted. Alice opened the door and loveliest garden she had ever seen. How she longed to be among those beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains, but she could not even get her head through the doorway. "Oh, how I wish I could become smaller," she exclaimed loudly. Adapted from Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Then here she saw a table made up of glass, and on the table there is a golden key. With the golden key, she tried to open the lock of the door, and it fitted properly. She was able to open the door. When she opened the door, do you know what she saw? She saw the loveliest garden that she had never seen before. After seeing the garden, she really wanted to go among those beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains. Fountain means a stream of water that is forced up into the air, mostly kept for decoration. Okay, even though she really wants to go, the problem is that she could not even get her head through the doorway. She exclaimed that she wished to become smaller. Do you know why? She wants to become smaller so that she can pass through that door. If you want to know what happened next, you can watch the movie Alice in Wonderland. Now, let's see the new words that we have learned from this chapter. Scamper. It means to run fast playfully. Hurried, done very quickly. Pop, move quickly or unexpectedly. Disappeared, went missing or vanished. Whiskers, the part of the bear growing in the sides of the face or on the chin. Curiosity, a strong desire to know. Delight, something or someone that gives great pleasure. Fountain, a stream of water that is forced up into the air through a small hole. Exclaim, cried out suddenly in surprise. That's all for today. Thank you.